So just when we thought shit couldn't get crazier, Khamzat Chimaev is now fighting Kamaru Usman at UFC 294 next Sunday. This is crazy news. Look, yesterday we came along with like Volk versus Islam. This is nuts. What's going to happen? Dana said that the Costa fight was in jeopardy. We're like, oh, what's going to be the replacement? It's probably going to be Cannonier or like Vittori or something like that, someone just dead. But no, Kamaru Usman is the replacement. The fight that a lot of people wanted to see originally. This is the fight that a lot of people were actually calling for as well. And now we're going to get it. So it's good stuff. This is the new co-main event of UFC 294. Definitely a better fight in my opinion. Let me know if you guys think Costa's a better fight, but I think Usman's not only a better fighter and also a more intriguing fight, I think, than the Costa fight. I think this is going to be not close, but closer than Costa. I think Hamza was going to smoke Costa. I still am going to be picking Khamzat Chimaev to beat Kamaru Usman. Um, Look, I'll do more of like an in detailed prediction fight week. But it's kind of going off the fact that like Usman, he's getting older. He's kind of coming out of his prime a little bit. Um, and then Hamzat, I think, is going to be way better at 185. Again, same with the Volkanovski Islam situation. It's just tough for the other guy on short notice to be fully prepared at like a different weight class, all of that. Um, so I just don't see Usman being at his best. I think Hamzat's been preparing for this date. He's been preparing for this weight class. He's been preparing for a guy like Costa. He's bulked up and stuff. Usman's not going to be really bulked up. He's just going to have because he was probably going to be fighting Bilal, and then Bilal turned that fight down. So um, I imagine he's been preparing for a welterweight fight, and now bam, he's probably just going to be coming in, just not cutting weight, and that's going to be the only reason um why he's going to be at 185. Like it's going to be like his normal shit, but he just doesn't cut the extra 15 pounds, which will definitely be good for him. I think he's going to be a lot stronger, a lot less diminished. Probably have a better chin and stuff too. But I just don't see him. I think Usman is like the perfect like 170 pound frame. Like I think he's a guy that he was like the Aljo type, like perfectly just big enough where it's like you're able to just be bigger than everyone in your weight class, but you're not too big where you got to go up. So Usman like got that perfect right, but now 185, I think he's just going to be outsized by Hamzat, who was already going to be bigger than him if they fought at welterweight. Now they're going to be fighting at middleweight, um, and I just don't see this going that well for Usman. I think he's going to be outdone on the feet, to be honest. I think he's getting worse, and I assume Hamzat is going to be getting a lot better. And I think we're going to see Hamzat maybe even tag Usman on the feet and maybe get a TKO victory, which would be crazy to see. Um, because I don't know, maybe Hamzat just can't be bothered exchanging in the wrestling. Like he'll probably shoot once and then just be like, "Fuck it, I can't be bothered with this." He'll probably get like a takedown stuffed and then just strike with the guy. And I honestly think this is a better fight for Hamza than Gilbert Burns, and definitely better than Costa as well, because Burns had like jiu-jitsu, and then Burns was also dangerous on the feet, and then Hamza wasn't as good then. Like Hamza was probably not as good as he is now, but and also Usman's now out of his prime and stuff as well. I think we can all agree on that. Um, 'Cause now he's going to be coming in. He's going to be fighting Usman. This is not his natural weight class. He never fights at 185. And he's going to be coming in fighting Hamzat, who's bulked up now a proper 185 frame. I don't see Usman. It's less like I'm like I don't think Hamzat's going to ragdoll Usman in the grappling or anything like that. But it's like I just can't see Usman doing anything successfully. Like what's he going to do? Take down Hamzat? No, that's not going to happen. He was struggling to take down Leon in the third fight. Hamzat basically just stops Gilbert Burns' takedowns like they were nothing. Um, and what's he maybe like outstrike him, I guess. Like, but I just see Hamza being way more dangerous on the feet. Yeah, Usman's going to be like coming in. I think he's probably going to be outranged. I imagine he's definitely going to be outpowered at 185. Hamza's just going to be more of like a physical force, just cutting the cage off, pressuring him like he was against Burns. It's going to be so cool just to see Hamza back in the cage. Because look, the Costa fight, I was like, I wasn't hyped. I was excited for it, but I was like, this doesn't really mean a lot. Um, but it's just good to see Hamza back. Like when you don't fight him that often, it's just you just visualize like you guys know what I'm saying. You just visualize what it's gonna be like to see the fighter actually in the cage. Like you're like, whoa. Like we're seeing him back. I want to see him again. Like I want to see how he looks with his. When you're fighting active, you're like, oh, whatever, who cares? Like we just get to see him in the cage again. But with Hamzat, after taking a while off, we're now going to see how he looks back. Bulk up, 185, all that, and Usman as well. It's going to be just crazy to visualize these two in the cage because it's a fight that a lot of people wanted. But yeah, crazy stuff. I think Hamzat's going to win. I think he's going to win by TKO on the feet, to be honest. It could be a decision. 3 rounds definitely favours Hamzat because we saw his cardio not look the best in the Burns fight. He did, but that was a really high pace. I don't see them going to war with Usman like that. I think if that's the kind of fight they engage in, I think Usman's going to be the one that doesn't come off better. I think if they engage in a scrap, I think Hamzat's chin up at 185 is going to be even better, and he had a granite chin at 170. So I don't see Usman taking the shots that well if they exchange in the pocket. I think he's getting worse. I don't see Usman having any success in the wrestling offensively. I think Hamza probably can take him down a few times. Usman doesn't have as much like jiu-jitsu off his back. We never really see him get up off his back because the one time he actually got taken down was by a trip from Leon Edwards, and then he actually got held down and back controlled for the rest of the round. And that was the first round of their rematch. So I could see Hamza doing a sort of similar thing. And even if he doesn't get any takedowns and this just ends up being a striking fight, I genuinely think he's going to win. I think Hamzat, I believe, is a southpaw or is he orthodox? I don't know, but he's got good straights from both stances. He switches a little bit, and he's got like a good southpaw jab. He's got a good jab. Until Gilbert Burns hurt Kamaru Usman with like a punch, I think Hamzat could do the similar thing. When them two fought, I could see Hamzat doing a similar thing. Um, Definitely has the potential to be a really close fight, but ultimately, something about it, I just don't see this going well for Usman. He's on the way down. He was struggling to take down Edwards. He was losing cleanly on the feet. I think Hamza can definitely kick at those legs. I imagine he would have pretty powerful kicks. He was kicking pretty well against Gilbert Burns. So I think he's going to kick the legs of Usman. He's going to slow him down on the feet. Um, I don't think he's just going to tag him up with big shots. I think he's going to have the power advantage for sure up at 185 and just bully Usman. Maybe hold him in the clinch a little bit, like just soften him up, slow him down. I would actually not slow him down. Look, Usman's going to have the better cardio here, I imagine. Maybe even coming in at short notice could advantage him because, or coming up from welterweight because you typically don't have as good cardio when you go up a weight class. Um, like you slow down because you're carrying all that extra weight. But ultimately, that's my prediction, early prediction for the fight. I'll do a more in detailed one too. But crazy news. Let me know who you guys are picking in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.